A lot of activities during the week, and we look at matches that will be played today in the Premier League. Aside that, we talk about the Nigerian National League. That's our first story that has to do with the NNL. It's really getting better. When you look at Nigerian football, especially the NNL, where it's very important as a league, well, that's where you get teams playing in the Nigerian Premier Football League. But right now, we'll be looking at our first story. NNL, we are building a competitive league. According to the chairman of that particular league, George Aluo, saying they are trying to work hard to see how they can get the NNL to be a better league. Right now, they are getting away teams right now, winning also games, and also talking about making sure everything goes well with the second tier of Nigerian league football, and truly it's getting better. If you really want to consider what has been happening before, I think what the chairman is talking about is really coming to life, and also they are trying their best to make sure it gets better. Well, let's quickly have the voice of the chairman of Nigerian National League in the person of George Aluo talking about the NNL.
Yes, after 6 weeks of action in the NNL, we can see that there is a whole lot of improvement in the league. I must tell you that the league has actually become the most important league in words and in action and in every sense of it. And we hope that this continues into the new year. I want to thank everybody that has been part of the NNL in 2023. Since this board came on, we've been able to do our best to sanitize the league, and we can see it from the results we are getting. In week 6 alone, we had 5 away wins and several draws. And the referees have been very resolute and firm in taking decisions. Where there have been cases of complaints here and there, and the board has not hesitated in conjunction with Nigerian Referees Association, NRA, to sanction referees that do not want to fall in line with the new way of doing things, which is giving teams fair officiating wherever matches are being played. My appeal is that the referees should be on top of their game. We want to play a league where anybody can win anywhere. We want to play a league that is very, very competitive. And going into the new year, that is what we'll be planning for. But so far, so good. It has been wonderful.
Just listening to the voice of the chairman of Nigeria National League there. They are trying to build a competitive league there. Well, really, and it's getting better. We'll be seeing teams getting an away win, even draws, coming from the voice of George Aluo there. Right now, joining us in the studio is Opa Josiah. You just said there, good to have you on the show, Opa Josiah.
Good morning, sir.
And you look at what he said, that they are trying to build a competitive league. Listen to that particular voice from him. You just want to agree with me that Nigerian National League, in fact, the clip we showed earlier is also from that particular league. And it shows that really it's getting better. We've seen clubs going away to get a draw, a win. That's an away team, which wasn't happening before in the Nigerian National League. We've seen so many teams being sanctioned. We've seen referees being given that matching order if they didn't perform well. And really, to some extent, it's really, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's getting better. You agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let me start by giving this popular saying that a group of lions led by a sheep will always be defeated by a group of sheep led by a lion. Now, hearing the voice of the chairman this morning, it shows the kind of person he is, the kind of leadership he has employed into the Nations League. And from the results, it's evident that they put in a lot of work, and we are reaping it from the labor they've put in. And I hope that this kind of leadership will cut across the NPFL and other leagues that we have in this country.
Yeah. A good one there, talking about George Aluo, talking about what he has said, and also considering the fact that Josiah also making a proverb out of that particular statement. But really, it's getting better. The NLO, the NNL, and also the NPFL. Not forgetting the women football, NWFL also. They are also working hard to get things done in Nigerian football. And really, we just have to appreciate the fact that it's not business as usual. It's getting better little by little, and we're going to get there as time goes on. But right now, we actually started on a good note, and hopefully they will continue to get it right to develop our football. We've seen where CAF competitions, inter-club competitions, CAF Confederation, CAF Champions League, we've seen where our clubs are really lagging behind, and we just have to do something to get back. Officiating will get better, players' welfare, and a lot of things we put in place to get the Nigeria leagues in good shape. Well, we're talking about that particular NNL story. We move to the women football. NWFL, Nigerian Women Football League, embarks on 2-week festive break. That's the story we're looking at here. Well, for the ladies to be able to rest, at least for their match, after their match day 6 that they played, well, right now the NWFL deemed it fit that they should embark on 2 weeks break, and I think I love this. This will give them that chance to get refreshed before the league starts again.
Yeah, very important. We have quite a few of clubs competition in Europe, the Bundesliga, the La Liga. They always give their teams the opportunity to rest, and it's a good one that the committee for the Women League have given them this 2 weeks break. A lot can happen within these 2 weeks. And I hope that when they resume, the performing teams will keep performing, and the underperforming teams will also do their best to come up to full.
If you look at women football in Nigeria, I think I love the fact that they've been able to turn things around to just the way we talked about NNL earlier, the NPFL, to some extent. The women football is getting, even if it has not gotten to that level, but the accolade, the support is getting better than the way it used to be. And we've seen our girls trying to give us a lot of joy whenever they play football. You wonder at times, are these girls, the way they play? And you'll be wondering how they perform with so many skills, and also the ability to perform their duty and also move on as a footballer, turning professional, moving abroad to make some money for their families, for themselves. And also the fact that when you watch our women league, you see a lot of talent in our league, and you'll be wondering, wow, so these are, when we're even saying or thinking that we have a lot of talent in the 90s, early 2000 down, we are having so much talented football players. I'm talking about the ladies now in our league. If you are to judge, if you are to rate the NWFL now, what pass mark are you going to give?
Well, coming down to the level of growth that they've attained over the years, I would say now more than ever, they are highly motivated to perform and to raise that voice that we cannot be silent anymore. Going by rating, the recognition they've had over the years and now, you can't compare it, because right now they are receiving that accolade that they deserve. They are receiving that recognition for the job well done they've done over the years. And I hope that it won't just stop here. We'll get to that level that people will be yearning to watch them watch matches. They'll have more support and sponsorship in the coming years.
Hopefully it will happen. NWFL, Nigerian Men Football League, embarks on 2-week festive break. Looking at that story, and really our ladies will be better off by the time they resume, getting fresh and also ready to go for the second stanza of the NWFL. Right now, we move away from women. Let's touch on the men. But this time around, we are touching on Super Eagles of Nigeria. They'll be going to the AFCON. AFCON is starting just 18 days to go. And right now, the team, they are ready to play. They'll be playing 2 African teams ahead of 2023 AFCON in friendlies, Burkina Faso and Cape Verde. Those 2 games will be at least to fine-tune the team. Talking about the Super Eagles right now. The Super Eagles will be ready to do this. And from the way it is, playing 2 friendlies won't be bad for before the AFCON starts on January 13.
It's a very good one in terms of preparation, but I had wished we got a more tougher teams than Burkina Faso and Cape Verde. But in Burkina Faso, they've really given us tough time over the past couple of years. But it will be a very good template for us to test our preparedness for that competition. But regardless, whether you go into a friendly or not, the most important thing is for you to perform in the main competition.
But looking at Eagles now, they said the slogan or the toga is, let's do it again. Do you think they can do it again?
well, let's not go back to next level. The Nigeria change man.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there, because it's beyond just words. If they get the necessary support and they are motivated to do it regardless of the motivation they have, whether from the external body or intrinsically, I believe that they can do it again, just as they did a decade ago. That was 2013 when they won it.
But really, you mentioned a decade ago, now they will be going for it again. 41-man lists have been submitted, professional lists by January 3rd, thereabout. The May 27 players will be finally approved, or rather released for people to see who are the players that actually make this. If you look at Eagles right now, we know to some extent Nigerians are not too happy with them. That's a fact.
Absolutely.
For the fact that their performance have not been on that level that we want them to be. But to some extent, do you think that could actually, the fact that they are not being rated now, a lot of people are not rating them. People are just like, well, if it's this ego, don't just be too sure. Don't you think maybe this one can actually make them to perform, to push them?
Well, most times when people write you off is when, if you are motivated, you tend to perform. You know, just like the last AFCON, if I remember vividly, they really raised a lot of hope considering how they performed in the group stage, and going to the next round, they just flopped. But I hope that things will be better this time around. But what has been affecting the Eagles over the couple of years is the fact that we have Europe-based players always being invited, but most of these players are not actually playing for their club. They are always coming from the bench. That's even if they get the chance to play. So that's one of the issues. So it's not just that we don't have the quality. We have quality players, top-notch, but the gelling tends to be the problem at the end of the day.
They need to play as a team. Yeah. I've seen a lot of football, either coaches, football fans, or the pundits saying, well, what Eagles need is to play as a team. They need team character, not individual brilliance. They have it, but they need to come together and play as a team. And for the fact that most of our matches that we've played, it seems we've been testing players. Up till now, we don't have a standing 11 for Eagles.
And that's the major problem we have. We can't just sit down and now pick 6 players that will just go straight into that team. We can't just do that because we've had a lot of inconsistency over the years, and it's still biting us up to this moment. And I just hope that the key players we've been relying on will not even go on injury before that competition starts, because it will be a very huge blow. But at the same time, the preparation is very key, and the level of motivation and the team spirit that they go into that tournament will determine to a long way how we perform, and not just perform, how we progress through the tournament.
Talking about Super Eagles of Nigeria ahead of AFCON, they'll be playing 2 friendly matches against Burkina Faso and also Cape Verde, but they really need to be consistent. Inconsistency has been the bane concerning that particular team. Right now, they need it because they need to play as a team if they want to really do it again to win the 4th AFCON trophy, which Nigerians are really yearning for since 2013, 10 years ago. That was the last time they ever did, and hopefully, let's see what they'll be doing right now, because they are not being rated at all by a lot of football pundits. They are looking at Eagles, that inconsistency that team is not making them to be given that particular recognition they deserve. But right now, let's see what the Eagles will do. Proving the bookmakers wrong will be the best thing for AFCON to Nigerians coming from Super Eagles there. Well, we just have to talk about that particular team. Let's see what they'll be doing over there in Côte d'Ivoire. While we talk about that particular story, let's talk about CAF. CAF right now, already they released the date, the kickoff date for AFCON 2025 qualifiers. Well, while we are yet to play the 2023, that will come in 2024, they announced the kickoff date for AFCON 2025 qualifier. Let's look at those dates as been scheduled by CAF. The preliminary round will take place from 18 to 26th of March 2024. The first and second round matches are scheduled for 2nd to 10th September 2024. The third and fourth round games will take place from 7 to 15 September, also that same 2024, while final rounds of the qualifiers are slated for 11 to 19 November in that same 2024. Morocco will host the 2025 AFCON after Guinea was stripped of its hosting right. Josiah, look at this. Already they plan ahead. I just wish that the way CAF enumerate or list this date, that's how also Nigerians also plan ahead. You know, it seems we are so used to doing things with
like at the dying moment.
At dying moment. Yeah. Look at this. We are even yet to play January competition. It has been rolled out. These are the dates now. Nothing will change it. So that all the teams, all the nations that will be participating should be ready for these qualifiers.
You know, just as the popular cliche goes, he who fails to plan plans to fail. Beyond corruption, our major problem in sports is planning, efficient planning. For instance, there are a lot of competitions that we fail to turn up for because we are not ready. And not being ready means you are not prepared for it. And somebody once said that if you don't make a decision on time, circumstances will make decision for you. And when circumstances does, you won't be happy with the results. That's the same problem we're having in Nigeria. Because we don't take decision on time, we don't make our choices, right? We don't plan, right? We tend to go and fall when the opportunity presents itself. Because we are not ready for it, success is definitely evading us. So this is a very good one from CAF for planning ahead, but it just comes down to the fact that these players really don't have time for anything. Once they are done with this, they are already looking forward to the qualifiers again in March. So I just hope that Nigeria will do well. We always have faith in them, even though they always fall our hands.
I love that particular word there. They always fall our hands. And that's why we should give kudos to Super Falcons, Falconets, Flamingos. Of recent, they be the one making Nigerians so happy, although they may not be at the same level with the treatment they receive compared to the men or the boys. But really, they will need to appreciate what the ladies are doing. Both they are the under 17, the 20, the Super Falcons. Really, they really make us be so proud. And we are so proud of Falcons. Not that we are rejecting the Super Eagles. Yeah. We are also proud of them. They are ours, but they need to up their game. They need to up their beat. Well, anytime they want to play for Nigeria, it's not just about your club alone, for the fact that you are done in that color of green, white, green, whichever design they are giving us. But remember, you are not the best. You are just being given the privilege to play for Nigeria. Just a wise word there for Super Eagles or any player given the chance to represent Nigeria. That doesn't mean you are the best. Well, right now, we move away from CAF story. Let's look at the NBA. Games were played today. Just let's look at the games that were played. 2 games were played, and we look at the score lines. Philadelphia 76ers 113 against Miami Heat. A big one for Miami Heat. They were able to win that game. And you look at Jackie scoring 31 points, while Philadelphia 76ers player Harris got 26 points for that in that game, although they lost out. Good one for Miami Heat. Dallas Mavericks, they showed their class. 128. Look at Doncic really scoring 50 points. What's a way? 50 points for Luka. He did so well against Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns Allen was able to pull back, at least scoring 32 points. But really, attention was really on Dallas Mavericks main star, talking about Luka Doncic, who was able to score 50 points in that game. What's a way to go? Big one in the NBA. You look at a player dunking in 50 points in a game.
Well, there are quite a few that have done that, and I'm very happy that he has done it. Not just once, he has done it quite a couple of times in his career, and I'm so happy for him and for the team as well. But this NBA just shows you the level that they're performing. They are top players, and there are days that it wouldn't just be for you, but this particular play was just for them, and they really turned up. And for their top performer, Luka, he has been in top form, and I hope that he will continue doing that for the next couple of years.
But really, if you look at NBA this season, the way it's going now, I'm looking at yes, Dallas Mavericks, they are doing well, but you see the defending champion Denver Nuggets, they are trying to see how they can also. They are really performing excellently. I'm surprised.
Well,
that some teams they will do well. The next season, if I want to take a cue from football, look at Napoli. Look at what they did last season. Look at them now. You cannot compare the performance last season to this season. And then it's also always happened to some clubs. But some clubs will all still, they will hold on to that same toga to the next time.
Well, success is just the beginning of success. Because you are successful, you need to have a plan rolled out for the next couple of years. I believe this team have really planned well. They've developed strategies to not just achieve, but to maintain that level of achievement. And that's what they've done. And there are a lot of factors that affect a team's performance. For instance, the Napoli team you just mentioned, there was a change in terms of leadership. The coach left, and they are under a new tutorship. So that definitely changed a lot of things. And for Osimhen being in and out of the team with injury and other things, so a lot has been happening behind the scene. It's more than what we just see occurring. We just see the results when they play, but there is a lot actually going behind the scene. So kudos to the leadership of that Maverick, the team you mentioned.
Well, talking about basketball there, well, you can't take anything from Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks, all of them doing well, fighting hard to see how they can stay on in the NBA. Just to give you a snippet there concerning what's happening there. We also want to make it 360 going around to give you touch in the world of sport. Right now, we move away from there. Let's quickly talk about the Premier League. Matches on today. Well, there is no break there in England. Let's look at the fixtures for today. Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth against Fulham, Sheffield United, Luton Town, Liverpool away to Burnley. What will Manchester United do? Manchester United fan was actually trying to throw me there. I shouldn't talk about their club, but really, I have to talk about it. United, Aston Villa.
Well, I expect them to perform, but Villa, just as they've shown against Arsenal, against Man City, they've really done well against these teams. But I wouldn't be surprised if Man U pull off a result here, because Man U can shock people. When you expect them to perform, they tend not to. But in this particular game, I'm expecting more from them, even though they have quite a number of players that have been off form. Fernandes is coming back into the team. He's back already, so I hope that they'll use this as an opportunity to prove that they really belong to the top. And considering they also mentioned Sir Ratcliffe having
taking over, 25%.
Having over 25%, yes, of the team stake, I believe that they'll be motivated to perform, so that they won't be shown the exit door at the end of the day.
Now, if we go back to those fixtures, let me just take your one-on-one right now. Let's look back to that fixtures of the Premier League. Newcastle, Nottingham. I just want the score line.
Well, I expect Newcastle to keep a clean sheet.
2-1, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, 2-0.
For Newcastle, Bournemouth, Fulham. Remember, Iwobi is there.
Yeah, and he has actually been performing. But we also have a Nigerian by blood, Solanke, who scored a hat-trick in his last match. So I expect them to also score. So I expect a go-go kind of performance from them.
Fulham, Bournemouth. Okay. Sheffield United, Luton Town. You can rate them, maybe.
Well, these are the less performing team in the league presently. So there is nothing much to separate them. But Luton Park has been showing a lot of aggression. So I don't really expect much, but it should end in a draw probably.
Okay, I just want the score line now for Burnley, Liverpool. What's the score line?
Liverpool, 2-1.
Well, Burnley can be very stubborn. Vincent Company and the entire team will work hard to make sure they give Liverpool a good run for their money there. Talking about the Premier League fixtures, Manchester United, Aston Villa, another big one there. Aston Villa, they've been fantastic so far in the Premier League, shocking everyone, trying to do what Leicester did. Well, anything can happen. Can they hold it against United? According to Josiah Hopper, he says, Man United can pull off a shocking performance against Aston Villa. Let's see, maybe they will defeat Aston Villa at the Old Trafford. Anything can happen, and you can actually say word there. Now, let's look at the last story on the show. That has to do with our own Nigeria player, Moses Simon. When Simon is nominated alongside other players, we have that list there. Frank Liguan Player of the Month for December nominees now. Well, let's look at the names. Simon Moses, More Florent, Alban Lafont, Jean-Charles Castelletto. But 4 of them have been nominated for the Player of the Month for December. The club fans have until Wednesday, 3rd January, to cast their vote, rather. If you are one of the fans, I'm sure you are voting for Simon Moses.
Yeah, definitely. We have to be sentimental in this case. But looking at this list, I just remember that month that Chelsea failed to score a Premier League goal. And, you know, it's a tradition that every team must have a goal being voted for as the goal of the month. So people were like, maybe we'll go and vote for the best goal in training, since they refused to score.
Yeah, so from the way it is now, fans have to vote. And
yeah, saying this is because the team has not been performing well. And but there has to be a standout player, and all these players have really done well. But as a Nigerian, I would definitely go for mine, which is Moses Simon. He has been in and out of the team, and for him to be considered, anytime he has the opportunity to play, he has really played well. Even though the statistics has not been in his favor in terms of goal and assist, but he has really been performing.
Well, considering the fact that recently he just put pen on paper to extend his DT 2026 with our club called Nantes now, talking about Moses Simon. Kudos to him, and also for the nominations. Let's see, maybe he will actually get along other his teammates there. Well, we've been talking sports on the show. We've talked on basketball, we touched on football, and right now we have to go. Well, Opa Josiah, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, sir.
You actually look sporty.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sports is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.